Hey guys, today we're going to be doing a car stereo installation in a 2005 Toyota Sienna, which is sitting right beside me. I'm going to be doing this in a parking lot because this is not very tough. This is the unit I got. This is the head unit from Seicane. I will put a link in the description to where you can go to order this. This company sells in-dash installation kits, the double DIN type units. I have one in my car, same one, a little dusty. AM, FM, backup cam, GPS, blah blah blah, everything else is included in this. This one, Seicane does not have a dash kit for this particular vehicle. This is too old. It's a 2001 Mercedes ML320. This is a 2005 Toyota Sienna, and they do have a kit, and this is basically the same unit as the one in my dash. It's a double DIN Android. This is the kit that makes it into the Toyota Sienna version, which has a faceplate in there and all the wiring to hook up so that you can, specific to the Toyota Sienna, so the steering wheel mounted controls, the stereo controls and the steering wheel and stuff will still work. So we're going to be doing that installation. It's pretty quick, and anyway, I will get back once we get inside the other car and start on this. Okay, here's the old school. This is not going to be needed anymore. The tape adapter for getting music into the cassette player, can say goodbye to that. This is the Toyota Sienna. This is the stock dash. We're going to be removing this trim panel. This trim panel, I simply pop up with a trim removal tool. We're going to be prying up on the bottom. Basically just pop those two out, unplug the switches, and then the stereo will be exposed and we'll just unbolt it. So we'll pop out these two panels and then show you in a few minutes once those are off. Again, just pry them gently from the bottom. Trim removal tool. If you're going to be a beast and use a screwdriver, wrap the screwdriver in tape or something so you don't mar anything. But get trim removal tools. They're like 10 bucks. You get like 10 or 15 of them. Use them. They're the greatest thing in the world. Anyway, I'm going to pop these off and back in. Okay, so we got the two side panels off, and it's just merely, we're just going to push the little trim clip, pop them off, and then there's four 10mm bolts, 1, 2, so you can see the one back there, and then two more on the other side, 3 and 4. We're going to pop all those off, slide the stereo unit out, again, push the little clips, unplug everything, and get ready to put the new one in back in a minute. One more piece we missed, the top that's covering the tweeter on the dashboard. Pry from the back. This part, don't pry from the front, pry from the back, pop it up, and then slide it out, and that exposes the tweeter under there, and back in a second. Okay, so the top tweeter part is off. Again, let's take a look at this. There's no tweeter on this version. This one didn't have the, I guess there's an upgraded stereo system. These two feet in the top. See these two little slanted feet? They go in there, and when you put it back in, you're gonna put it down first and then pop it down. I've got four 10mm bolts. Don't lose them. Unscrew them, take them out, be careful. Okay, so we got all the screws out, and now it's simply a matter of pulling the unit out of the dashboard and unplugging the wires from the back, including the antenna and all these wiring. You just push the little clip on the wiring connector and release it, pull it out, and we'll be back in a minute. Okay, all the wiring has been worked out, and we're just taking the new faceplate, the new plastic faceplate, and sticking the, actually unhook all the wiring first, and then stick the new head unit through the faceplate. We're going to slide that in until it's flush. Okay, now once the deck is flush, the unit is flush with the faceplate, I'm just going to screw on the side mounts again. And you can see how they're positioned slightly at an angle, and I'm going to screw all 4 screws on, do both sides. Okay, so using the Camry adapter that was included in the kit, these two wires were the ones that were used out of the 4. It was these two that were plugged into the 2 plugs that fit into them. This is the steering wheel controls. Not sure what this one is, but the steering wheel controls, the adapter was not built into the kit for that one. It can be wired in through the key 1, key 2 switch and a ground, but I don't have the wiring diagram for that right now, so I can't do it. 3 wires in here, and these 2 plus a ground. Grounding out one of these is all that's necessary. You can just bring it in from the ground that goes to the stereo ground here. You can just run that up to the ground in here once I find out which ones it is. Anyway, we got the little side, I'm just gonna plug everything in and then route, actually no, first I'm going to route the GPS antenna. He just wants it on top of the dash, on top of here where the speaker would be, so that's very easy. I'm just going to pop it out of there and back in a second. The GPS antenna simply screws in there. Down here is we're going to plug the antenna in, the original car's antenna. Where is it? Right there. That will just plug into the round hole right there, just simply pops in. Then the main wiring harness antenna with the camera adaptation on there, that's all plugged in. And we're ready to slide it back into the dashboard. We've got the GPS wire going up to there. Oh, I gotta run the mic wire up there too. Oops, gotta run the microphone wire. Back in a minute. Okay, the plug for the mic wiring is also shared with the two USB auxiliary cords that I've just run down through the dashboard, and they pop out into the glove compartment so you can use them for whatever you want later on. Just simply feed them down in and it goes straight in behind the glove compartment. And then this plugs into the back of the unit, and now we're going to wire the mic up. He's not sure where he wants it. I'm just going to bring it out the back of the dash. On top of the dash, you can run it up the A-pillar, probably up onto the rear visor. Okay, there's not quite enough cable to reach down all the way along the A-pillar and run the microphone speaker up here, so it's going to have to come out the front of the dash, so we've left a little bit of it dangling there. And we're just going to plug everything in and get ready to set it up. On top of your unit, there will be a red paper tag like this with two little Phillips screws holding it in. You have to take this out or else your DVD player and CD player won't work. It's to hold the mechanism during shipping to keep it from rattling around. It's like the thing that keeps the CD from skipping when it bounces. It's just held in place for shipping. So take those two screws out, take that red tag off, and we're just going to plug everything in and be done. Back in a minute. The plug for the USB, the two USB inputs is that one there, and the main plug is right there. Other than that, we don't need the other ones, GPS antenna, and that's it. So I'm going to screw all those in, attach those, shove the faceplate back into the dash, and we'll see how that looks once it's on there. Okay, on, everything working. The only thing that's not working is the GPS, because the GPS goes, but it's trying to work off of Google Play. It wants to be connected to the internet, which it shouldn't need to be because there's a GPS antenna. The SD card for the GPS unit is missing, so it's either in the box or it wasn't sent. Gotta find that. So the GPS will work as long as there's a GPS map on the SD card, unless there's a setting in there to change it to read off, maybe there's an internal memory on there. Gotta find that, not 100% sure on this unit. A lot of settings to go through. Anyway, radio does work, everything else is working. The GPS antenna is coming out through, again, that's where he wanted by the speaker, because he didn't have this speaker added on, and the mic is gonna come out through the dash. So this is screwed on with the two 10mm bolts, all the wiring's tucked in. Faceplate is on, just have to put the trim pieces back on, including that speaker cover up here, which the wire is just going to pop out somewhere. I'm just going to try and feed it out the side somewhere so it's not in the way. The two additional USB connections are right here in the glove box, or they can be fed anywhere you want. Again, this is the way this guy wants it done. Whether you guys want it done the same way or not, everybody wants their stuff different. Where you're going to want your mic is different, where you're going to want your GPS is different. You can wire it up under the dashboard in this car, easily tuck it up under, wire comes out at the front, and run it along somewhere. You just need the GPS. This needs to be visible through the window. It just can't be blocked off by anything, but anywhere on the dash is fine, anywhere on the windshield is fine. There is double-sided adhesive on the back here, so you can glue it to your windshield, glue it to the dash, wherever you want. Anyway, thanks for watching. Again, if you're interested in one of these, see the description for where you can order one from Seicane. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll put all this back together and take a video once it's done. Okay, on the installation kit, this little indent in the back between the two slots for the feet on the speaker panel. You have to cut that. I had to cut that away a little tiny bit to get the speaker panel to fit on. But otherwise, that's popped on. The GPS again, he said he's going to run that where he wants. So that's in there nice. Now we're just going to put the side panels on and hopefully be done. Okay, and with all the paneling back on, that's where I ran the speaker wire out of. You can just, microphone wire out of. There's just a little space at the very bottom, same as on this side. At the very bottom of the vent, there's a little gap there. And until he figures out where he wants that microphone, it's just there, sitting out of there, and then clipped to the vent. So until he figures that where he wants it, that's where it is for now. That's about it. Thank you very much for watching. Any questions, leave them in the video. Go to Seicane.com to see if they have one that fits your car, which they most likely do. Neat unit again. I haven't figured out, haven't gone through all this menu yet to find out where the GPS settings are. So I'll let you know, but I'm pretty sure the maps are loaded on the hard drive somewhere. Probably not still in the GPS slot, probably doesn't need the SD card anymore. I just got to find them. This is like a little computer, so there's a ton of stuff on here. I'll get to it anyway. Oh, it does come with a remote as well. So if you're inclined to use a remote in your car. Anyway, thank you for watching.